Okay, our unit 6, because it's our 6th unit, but it doesn't matter which number unit it is. Our unit that we're going to cover next has to do with conic sections. And conic sections are different shapes that are created when you have two cones that are connected at their vertices, as shown in the figures. So let's talk about the circle first. If I were to take a horizontal plane and slice through one of the cones so that that plane is horizontal, I'm going to try and get a pen here and show you, so that this plane is horizontal to the base, you're going to get a circle, a circular figure, not just circular, but it will be a circle that whose radius is equal. Now it doesn't look like the radius is equal just because of the way the slice is in this 3 dimension, but this is definitely a circle. Now, what happens when I take that plane and I angle it so that it is no longer parallel to the base? Well, that's when you get an ellipse. So a circle has radii that are all equal. An ellipse does not. So an ellipse has a long radius and a short radius. So it's got a long radius and a short radius. And then it's got a whole bunch of radii in between. But the shortest radius is the blue and the longest radius is going to be the red. Now, you can also take these cones and you can take that plane so that it's not parallel to the base, but it won't create an entire ellipse. It creates a portion of an ellipse, and that portion of an ellipse is called a parabola. So this parabola looks like it might be opening down. Okay, let's lock that. Let's unlock that. Okay, so this parabola looks like it might be opening down. Now, if I were to take this plane and I were to do the same thing here, right? Then what's going to happen is I'm going to end up with, you know, that parabola that opens. It's hard, it's really hard for me to draw that right there, but I'm going to have a parabola that opens up. If I were to angle this slice, here, then my parabola would be opening up, you know, it would be on that plane. It's really difficult to draw these. That's why I have these beautiful pictures that can do it for me. And then we also have a hyperbola. So a hyperbola happens when you are going slicing through both cones. So when we slice through both cones, you have a hyperbola. Not a hyperbole, that's in English. This is a hyperbola. So here's another graphic, another great graphic right here. So this first graphic shows you the parabola. The second graphic, number 2, shows you the circle and the ellipse. So that happens when you're slicing through only one cone and you're going through the entry and the exit, you know, of the lateral sides of the cone. Now this second one right here, let's lock this in place. This second one is the circle. So here's your circle right here because your plane is parallel to the ground. And then you've got your ellipse that's going to be right here. It's kind of hard to see in that color, so let's make it this blue. There we go. So that's your ellipse right there. And then the third situation, like I said, is when you have that plane that's slicing through both cones and you get a parabola opening up and a parabola opening down at the same time.